everybody! It's been a while since we last saw your wonderful faces in the chat. Welcome in to Graham Crackers for once again another TTRPG with wonderful people. If this is your first time tuning into Graham Crackers, here at Graham Crackers we are all about making memories with friends, whether those are through TTRPGs, RPGs, or MMORPGs. The common denominator is the people you love. But today, I am once again resuming as your host, your GM, your de facto emotional pain deliverer in Shards of Anarion, our homebrew 5e campaign, DM'd by yours truly. And tonight, I am joined by all these phenomenal friends, who, while they need no introduction, I would love to know three things from each of them. Who they are, who they're playing, and how are they feeling in this exact moment?
Okay. I'm first, right? We go clockwise on the thing.
Yeah.
Great. I'm Denny. I'm playing Zadar. He's a Dragonborn Beastheart. And I feel like I feel very normal.
Am I next?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a feeling, but I would have known in about 10 seconds when the ad stopped playing. Hello folks, I am Pharaoh. I'll be playing Sinra Starmain, a Leonin, Anger Paladin Warlock, with an arm that isn't an arm. So I don't know. It's a new year, it's a new me. How is Sina feeling in this moment, or how am I feeling? Okay. I'm feeling well rested, thanks for asking. Sina is having a very bad day. It's terrible, no good, horrible day that's really the last hour or two has been a marked low point.
Alright, well, I'm Fox, or TTRPG Fox. I play Brodus. I played the dead Brodus, but now I'm playing the not dead Brodus. He's not dead. He's happy. He also, knows nothing of what happened. So, great stuff. Enjoying my time, and yeah.
So then I'm next. Hi, I'm Izzy. I will be playing Zosh, a cleric / sorcerer who recently underwent a very dramatic change in appearance from gaudy and golden to more normal and subdued, and feeling very very unsure. I think that's the general vibes. Very unsure, very uneasy.
Hi, I'm Aramis. I play Joachim, the human. Wink. I am feeling happy and excited to be back here, and Joachim is stressed as hell and feeling a bit like the rope in a cosmic game of tug of war.
Wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for answering these wonderful questions and introducing yourself. For those of you just tuning in, every week that we play, I give my players a chance to, earn a little something for their trouble and suffering. Most notably is that whoever gives the recap gets a 1d6 to be added to a single roll of that session after seeing the result of the roll on whether they succeed or fail. This week is one of the party going to be doing the recap. Or am I? Yeah, I'll get some music going for you, just in case that motivates you.
I welcome you to hurt us, Graham. You want to anyway.
I am hurt in my soul that you would...
Graham, I'll take a 1d4. I'll let you know that last session Brodus was dead.
You know, really that 1d4 is just your lack of use of bardic inspiration.
Yep.
You know what? You know what? Screw it. New character, new Brodus. Sure, you can have a 1d4 this session. I don't care. I'm fine with being nice once. But, more importantly, last session, our party walked through a mercurial door to the Outer Realms. A demi-plane between time and space of various worlds, various outcomes. Every decision, a matching door. Where they were greeted by the Entity. A unremarkable individual of some level of divinity. Or perhaps something more, perhaps something less. Our party were gifted to various interactions with the Entity. Some struck bargains. Some lashed out. Some were dead. Some had conversations that they'd never had before. And some learned truths most couldn't comprehend. Our party regrouped, having been told by the Entity that none of what happened should have. That something had gone wrong that even their eyes and their knowledge could not predict and could not see. And so they were sent to a new world with very few changes. I believe we said 12 days in advance, or that sounds about right. 12 days in advance of the murder of Minerva Witherships and the events that took place. And our party stepped through the door. And that is where we are going to pick up. So let's get some nice music here. All of you walk out of the door, stepping into a verdant forest of bright green, loam lusciousness, the scent of flowers and trees, and the undergrowth hitting you first. The light from above, it's about midday, spackling in from the branches that overhang the dirt road you are standing on. It is not a dirt road any of you necessarily recognize. However, from where you can tell, you are in the midst of a forest itself. Surrounded by oak trees, beech, ash. The forest is a lighter tone, and the sound of birds flying by is a stark contrast to the lack of sound from where you last left. And the day is yours.
Were we given any sort of direction? Like,
I believe you said
yeah,
you're
we're
about
supposed to figure out how to stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
My brain.
Yeah. Basically, he said figure out what went wrong. That was about all you got.
Okay. I mean, and I assume, like, Zed spent a lot of time in the city. I'm sure he was familiar with the area around it too, to some degree. Would you have any idea which way we
Sure.
go?
Roll me a survival check. I'll say with advantage.
Oh,
Because you
sure.
did spend quite a while within the city.
I'd be happy to roll advantage. 26.
26. So, looking around, the oak trees, the beech, the ash, you are standing on what is known as the Royal Road. It is a formerly one of the primary roads through Oakledge and through the continent, not the continent, but the country of Andaland itself in the kingdom. It has fallen in disrepair as more of the feudal lords and ladies have taken more of responsibility over their own dominion rather than a centralized monarchy. But it's about, from your prediction, about 2 days out from the city itself. There are a lot of inns, taverns, as well as a lot of logging companies that harvest the forest around you for its oak, primarily, hence kind of the name of Oakledge is, this oak forest once encompassed a lot more than it does today. From your prediction, you're about 2 days travel at, a casual pace from the city itself on the southeast side.
Okay, so we need to go north.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Zed will just kind of look around. He'll take a sip from his mug that he carried out with him, and then just start walking north on the road, I guess, without elucidating any further.
Are we back?
It seems we are in some version of this plane. I will watch Zadar start to walk alone, as he is wont to do, and ignore him as I start to kind of pull into my pack and kind of draw like a salve along my hand, and I will crouch down and begin to cast the spell, the one spell. Find Steed. That's the one.
Fine, Steve. All right. How long is the casting time?
I believe 10 minutes. So Star can walk for a while if he wants to.
All right. I mean, it's not a road with a lot of bends and curves. Even at 10 minutes, you'll probably have visibility on Zadar unless Zadar is being stealthy. In which case,
No,
no
he's
one's
just
gonna see.
walking. He's walking very slowly down the middle of the road in the middle of the day. So
Fair. Easy enough to do. Do you want to describe... What is everyone else doing before we describe your mount? Except for Brodus. Brodus, you just keep doing you.
Joachim visibly lets go of a bit of stress and then quickly stops, runs over behind a bush and vomits.
Zosh, having seen Joachim just run off, just goes over and from a fair distance, just like, oh, yes, yes, yep, that you'll feel better afterwards, yep.
That was a lot.
I have no idea what you saw, but if it was anything like what I saw, it was eye-opening.
Yeah, something like that. To kind of ask about that, you were an Asmar before. Are you now?
As far as I can tell, yes. I'm still me, it's just I think my magic has changed, but so is life.
suppose. You still feel the same connection. I hear that's a thing.
A connection of sorts. I think what I am connected to has changed, but that's fine. I mean, as long as I can still do what I can do. And Zosh holds up their hand. Nothing happens for a second, and then this hazy gray flame just sort of spouts out from their palm. Uh, yes, what I can still do.
I suppose it's not much point in asking you deep questions about it when you're still working it out. But I'm curious to
And
know how that happened.
I think it was that thing that spoke to us. I think I might carry a piece of it with me. I'm not entirely sure. What of you? I'll be honest, you seem quite worse for wear after what happened.
Yeah. I mean, had a brief misadventure into the astral plane once, but this was far worse. Did you see anything else in there besides that one entity?
I saw what it showed me as far as what I presume to be the nature of gods, the beginning of life, but as far as other beings, no, it was just me and the one. Did you see another one?
No, I think it's a trick of the mind.
Right. Right.
It's a bit hard to focus with everything that I don't know if it showed me or just helped me think of things a little different.
Well, I'll admit I don't have much experience with this. I know Sinra seems to have encountered this thing at least once before. Perhaps it's worth bringing up to her.
All right. Thanks, suppose.
Light tap on the shoulder, of course.
Do we need to catch up with Zadar? Is he going to be okay? Does he do this a lot?
Uh, he he does this a lot, but normally we don't see him walk off. It's normally just you look where he was and there's just nothing there, so it's he'll be fine, but we should probably all stay together.
Yeah.
Perhaps it would be best if he learns this lesson. He walks off alone and he is not with us. He has no friends. This is a choice he makes.
It'll still be good to stay together, at least until we know where the hell we are.
All right, fine.
Sinra, would you like to describe your mount?
Yes. All right. So what you guys see after this vomit escapade, uh, returning away from there to a place that smells a little better. There is kind of forming, pulling itself up from the ground, like this strange sort of scaled shape, rising. It has 6 limbs. You see what looks to be some sort of draconic shape, large with a long neck that's stretching. You see on it, similar to how Sierra has a scar around her neck, that has. It looks. The scar on her neck looks as though it probably should have killed her by how like deep and around her throat it goes, but it's scabbed over. It's like healed over a long time ago. But this dragonelle that you see has quite a few scars of its own that look like it has been punctured and kind of hacked at and have healed over with time. However, one of the largest instances of this seems to be its right wing, which is rather completely missing. You see where it had been kind of hacked off and sort of amputated close to the shoulder blade. So this large dragonelle kind of stretches itself out with its one wing as Sierra kind of drags a claw along its neck, scratching. Kind of like tawny, coppery scales.
Okay. Turn, look at Zosh and see if they recognize this thing.
Quite the creature.
She was glorious.
It certainly seems it.
I appreciate when she is willing to come to this side and accompany me once more.
Oh. I see. Very, like, gentle and hesitantly, like, go and give a little scratch to the dragon. What do you say we be off? Couldn't leave Zadar too far behind, ahead, one of those.
Very well. Let us find him. Shall draw myself onto her.
Alright. Zadar. What's going through Zadar's head as they are walking down this road, down the Royal Road?
They're considering. He's considering I guess the implications of being in an entirely new world and the fact that he can go to a new world basically whenever this thing feels like sending him to one, and how maybe. Well, I think at the moment he's still mulling the implications of that over. And it's like that; those thoughts kind of build up for a while until it gets to the point where where like a person with a healthy mind, I imagine, would just be like, I don't really need to be thinking about this so much right now. Like, it's probably not; these aren't useful thoughts to be having right now. It's gonna just make me upset, and I'll stop thinking about it now. And so he stops thinking about it and just, I don't know, just like appreciates the noises and the fact that he's outside of the city, for the first time in a while, even though he's not very far outside of it. But like, I imagine this is about as far as he's gone from it in quite some time. It's like, outside is nice. And then he starts thinking about where is everybody? And he stops and just waits.
Yeah. About 3 minutes pass of you waiting as the rest of the party kind of catches up. Sinra astride their mount. The rest on foot.
Zadar has seen her before.
Okay.
Season 1 callback. But roll me a perception check.
Okay. 26 again. Look at that.
Wow.
It's like I'm still a rogue almost.
It's like I'm good at one thing really good. So, Zadar, as you kind of were standing and waiting, acclimating to the sounds of nature around you and away from the hustle and bustle of, city life and more into the natural sounds of just the ecosystem at large. You hear about 800 or so feet to the east off the road a tree being felled.
Seems like a normal noise. If there's logging all up and down the road, then...
Which there is. There are logging companies in Oakledge.
I guess, did he hear chopping or sawing beforehand, or is this just all of a sudden a loud crack? And
Less of a hacking and sawing. This is definitely a large crack of something big moving through the woods. It's not necessarily in a rush, but it is something, just to keep in mind.
I mean, given his familiarity with the local area or a version of it, would you have any sort of guesses as to what sort of thing would be that large and just kind of meandering around, knocking shit over?
Could be a few things. I'm not going to make you roll for this. Could be an ogre, could be a hydra, could be a manticore. There are a lot of... Or an owlbear, maybe, even, depending on how old the owlbear is. There are a lot of bigger creatures in the woods, but those are, off the top of your head, the ones that would be most likely.
Okay. I guess once the party approaches, he'd probably mention it to them. As soon as he's... Well, not as soon as he sees them. Once they get within, conversational speaking volume distance, he's not going to shout. I mean, come on. He'd be like, welcome. I scouted ahead. The road is clear, although there's something over there somewhere. Best to just ignore that hook and just keep going. Probably.
There is something large, you say?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't know how large exactly, but definitely large enough to knock one of these babies over, and he slaps an oak tree.
And there is a local population?
Well,
Loggers?
yes, yeah, there's all sorts of people living out here, sure, yeah. Good point. They're probably dealing with it.
Where is here?
Oh, we're a couple days south of Oakledge.
How long is it going to take to get there? Do you know?
A couple of days. At a normal pace. We could jog, if you'd like. I'm sure you two, and he gestures to Sinra and her mouth, could get there much sooner if that's your preference.
And this loud sound, is it in our way, or we need to divert off the road to go?
You would need to divert off the road. This is not something directly in your path at the moment. You could follow the road and probably not see this.
I suppose there may be a reason that the omnipotent, omniscient being, omniscient-ish, I guess, being that sent us to this world dropped us off at this location instead of just right outside the city gates. And that noise may have something to do with it. But what do I know?
That had been my thoughts. I also am not particularly pleased to dance at his beck and call at present, so perhaps if we wish to continue on, that is fine, but it would be best not to let this world fall as well. Fine, I will go look.
All right. So are you going stealthily or on your mount?
I'm gonna stomp
just gonna-
over on my large
Hey,
dragon owl.
Hey, you know, it was worth asking.
Huge.
Okay?
Sorry, it's huge, right?
Yeah, I think so. Does your dragon all have a name?
Oh gosh. Feel like it did last time. I think it was something like I'm trying to remember. Sorry.
All good, all good. So you begin
Something
to
like vigilance or sanctuary or something like that. It was some word like that.
Okay. I'm here for this.
We'll call her sanctuary. That's how it translates into this tongue, at least.
I'm here for it. All right. So, as you begin to set through the wilderness, how far away from the party are you willing to get? Again, this sound was about 800 feet off.
So that takes like a minute and a half for me to get there. Yeah, I'll go that direction. I mean, I don't know how far back they want to stay.
Yeah. Are you all going as a group, or is Sinra going alone? That's a great question to ask.
As she's going, Zed does suggest, like, maybe we should shadow her.
You can shadow.
Yeah.
You're good at that, but
Well, follow, anyway. Who knows? Might be something interesting or fun. There's a distraction. Look, over there. Let's go.
I think I've had more than enough interesting for one day.
I'll go like 100 feet ahead, we'll say.
100 feet ahead, sure. So you get about 100 feet into the underbrush. The bushes and foliage growing heavier as you get off the road itself. The verdant greens filling, the vicinity. Even from where you are, you see something large slip through the trees, and judging as you get closer, you can hear the sound of, top branches cracking as something is brushing against them and moving. You can hear, timber kind of creaking and bending and snapping. Whatever is in the woods doesn't seem to be coming towards you. But what you do hear is 4 steps, kind of, and then something dragging behind.
Alright, and how far from... So it's not in my view.
Correct.
How far am I
It's
from
about
this?
700 feet away. If you went 100 feet out.
I will start encouraging Sanctuary to dash.
Okay.
I don't know what's being dragged. That could be a person.
Could be. So you urge Sanctuary to dash, the Dragonelle carrying you through the underbrush with long, graceful leaps and kind of bouncing off trees, like kind of grabbing it with the claws and like launching at certain points. As you get about 250 feet away, what is making the noise becomes abundantly clear. It is light green, the color of the foliage, but scaled, with a sleek body from a tail leading up, almost like a plesiosaur, leading into 5 serpentine heads as you witness a hydra stalking the underbrush.
Okay, so I just see this creature. I don't see... Is there anything it is like...
It's not carrying anything. It sounds like the sound of the dragon was its tail behind it.
Okay, that's what I thought. And what sort of direction is it heading in? Does it look like...
Currently, it's headed in the opposite direction of all of you and of the road. So the road's kind of heading north. It's headed more on an eastward manner.
Does it look like it's like threatening anything, or does it just live here?
You know, I wonder if this would be like animal handling or...
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll say animal handling just for getting a general feel of, you know...
Can I make the argument for nature?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I would take that.
That is 3 higher for me. What does a 14 get me?
14. It looks like this creature is not currently, hasn't currently noticed you, which is, you know, the first benefit. Secondly, it does appear that this creature is stalking the underbrush, but perhaps it is moving to find a clearing where it can hunt easier. The trees doesn't make for a stealthy approach, and most of the, you know, animals like the deer have probably fled from the sound, so it looks like this creature is probably moving to a better hunting ground at the moment.
And as far as I know, there is a local population of, like, people that are not too far away.
Yeah, there are quite a few, you know, taverns along the Royal Road. There's also several stables and coach houses. So not too certain, you know, if going further east into the woods itself is going to have a sentient population. It could have, you know, elves or fae or something. But most of the populace is going to be located around the Royal Road.
I mean, if it's heading towards the road, then...
I'll, like, growl to myself, curse to myself in a few different languages, all of which are fairly guttural. One sounds a little bovine, maybe.
What could that be? I wonder.
I don't know, is it maybe Minotaur, a language that has never been relevant to this campaign at all, ever?
Just for that, you know, I'm going to have to throw a Minotaur in Season 2.
I've had this language on my list since character creation.
Riding on the back of the Hydra.
Oh.
A Minotaur!
A village of Minotaurs.
A village of Minotaurs!
That's a really
Well,
big
shit.
Hydra.
I will draw on the reins of Sanctuary and call back to my companions. Scout around, see if there are any individuals lost in the brush. Make sure they are out of the way of this thing. And yeah, I'm gonna shout that loud enough that this thing probably also hears me. Because
Oh yeah. I mean, this thing knew you were there to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm not a stealthy person.
no. Also, this thing rolled like a 24 on perception. Like, this thing knew where all of you were. It's just not going after you at the moment. Almost like it may have some better prize that it may be tracking. But as you kind of shout this, you see a serpentine... You know, we gotta change this music. That doesn't fit scary. Oh, that's a little too intense. We need something. We need something a little dialed down. You see a serpentine head coil away from the rest. You see it slither through the air as it coils around a tree. And two vertical pupils with bright yellow eyes looks in your direction. And if a hydra could smile, a fanged maw opens. And I'm going to need you all to roll initiative.
Whoop.
Does that include me?
Yes.
Okay.
And let me move you all onto a battle map that, you know, isn't,
Isn't what?
isn't a forest, but it's kind of a forest.
Hey, Graham, it's very fitting.
Thank
I have
you.
advantage, and I rolled a 3 and a 1.
Do you want to use your 1d4?
Well, I don't know if it's gonna matter because I have a -2. Put me back at a 1 on my initiative. Using a 1d4 that puts me at 2. It's fine.
You're gonna make me cry. that's what it boils down to. Joachim, what would you get for initiative?
21.
21. Alright, and Zadar, you have a 9.2.
Yeah.
Brodus is a 4? 2.
No, 3 -2 plus
So-
1.
3
2.
minus 2. Yeah, 2. Okay. Alright, and then, you know, let's roll for our wonderful, wonderful, sweet little friend as well. Come on, roll 20. All right. And then we have one more roll to do, but I'm going to do that. We'll call it secret for now.
That's not allowed?
Hmm?
That's not allowed.
Yeah, you can't have secrets. We have to know.
Yeah. Contractually.
Contractually, I'm legally obligated to tell you all people involved in every combat.
Please share with the class.
It is not letting me add my initiative.
I have edited yours. I think.
I don't see it.
Oh, did it delete?
I don't see.
All I see on the
Uh,
turn order is secret and a token of a Hydra.
Oh, well, for me, I see everybody, so that's odd.
Hmm.
That is very odd. I don't know why. So I'm gonna clear the list.
Mhm.
Okay.
And all right, I'm just gonna do quick rolls, and then you tell me what you had.
I had 9.2. I changed it for you. There you go.
Perfect. Brodus had 2. Sinra, are you able to roll initiative on roll 20 and select your token?
It won't let me right click it. I don't know.
All right, let me.
Well, let me do
Are you able to see that?
Yes.
Okay. What was your initiative?
That is what it was.
Oh, it's meant to be.
Noise.
All right, so we've got Joachim, we've got Brodus, we've got Zadar, we've got Sinra. We need Zosh. Let me put you in there. Zosh, what was your initiative?
12.
12.
Ooh.
Perfect. And Secret. Rolled a nat 20 for a 26. And our Hydra. The last thing I want. But, most likely the top of the order is going to be good old Joachim. And that was a 16 for the Hydra. Perfect. Alright. Alright. Oh, well.
Yep.
So, Secret is first. And I'm going to change this music because now we're in combat. Now things get scary.
And I would also like to show the stream our lovely battle.
Do we have a layout that lets us do that? Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet.
I don't think we do.
Next week, next stream, we will have that for them. But I will shout out the map makers for the maps we use, which is... let's see, I think it's maps? Yes! Oh my god, look at that. I remembered my own commands. For once. Thank you. All of our maps that we use are made by Z and Paku, who are two digital map artists on Patreon. You should support them because they make phenomenal works, as well as a wide array of variations on each map they make. There we go. This is better music. Alright, so, with a snarl and a hiss of multiple heads, the Hydra wheels and begins to serpentine through the underbrush towards all of you. Mostly towards Senra, but towards all of you nonetheless. However, there are two other current movements happening in the underbrush. You can hear the ever so slightly movement of something in the trees above, hopping branch from branch, as well as the draw of a bow. And it is not aimed at the Hydra. However...
What's it aimed at? What is it?
Don't worry about that.
Is it me?
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So there is a held action. I am not going to say what that held action is for Secret. But, Joachim, you are up. Sinra on deck.
Okay. And I am apparently down a cliff from where...
Disregard the cliff. I thought all of you were going to make it to the town and just go like, we don't care about that noise.
Fair.
It's the
Does
woods.
sound like us. I'm over to get a good view of Sinra and this Hydra. Seeing it kind of moving towards her, he will extend a hand and clench his fist and cast Hold Monster. Just aim for the fences right away.
Yeah.
That is a DC 18 Wisdom save.
DC 18 Wisdom save. Alright, let's roll that. Wisdom. They're not particularly wise. 17.
fails.
You see as the Hydra is like crashing through the underbrush, it stops mid-step and kind of slides. At this same time that you engage the Hydra, does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
Out of the trees, from far to the north, about over 100 feet from you, a arrow shoots out from one of the trees towards you. As your spell kind of goes off, this arrow strikes you for 14 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw DC 16.
That is a 20.
20.
I'm also
you are
going to
on-
roll concentration.
Yep, and then roll Concentration. Yep.
Yeah, that's 14. That's fine.
14. Perfect. As that first arrow kind of shoots into you, striking your shoulder, the arrow itself is this black quarrel, and the fletching is almost this tarred red feather. A second arrow fires out at you. This one, the first arrow kind of hitting you and causing you to kind of lurch. The second arrow kind of goes wide, where you were a moment prior. Anything else for you?
We'll supposed to reach up and clutch at the arrow, like break it off. Your tip, and call out, "There's someone in the trees."
It's hardcore.
Kind of stumble back and try to get a tree between him and that archer.
Alright, so we will treat it as kind of half cover.
Yeah.
Alright, Sinra, you are up.
Okay, so I know he's shouting about something in the trees, but also there's an enormous Hydra, and I feel like I should probably put my face in front of that. I'll let you guys figure out the tree situation. She kind of glances over that way, but her arm begins to extend and reform into a sword, because it does that now. As she is going to charge forward towards the Hydra. I mean, I'm like on top of my mount, but I think I'll mostly just pretend it's not there.
Fair, fair.
If that's cool.
That's
All
fine
right.
by me.
Okay, so then, I would like to slash twice with this very long sword coming out of my arm.
Sure.
It's a normal thing to do.
And they are at advantage, both.
They are?
Because Hold Monster was successful.
Good. Wonderful. Okay, so my first one I think is probably still gonna miss, because that's 16.
That will just barely hit.
Oh, good. Got it, okay.
It is a crit.
It
so
is a crit.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, go crazy.
Sorry, my dog knocked something over. I was trying to make sure
Oh, no worries.
she was okay. Okay, so it is a crit. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing that Paladin Warlocks do. So that is going to be a level 4 Smite and a level 4 Eldritch Smite.
Okay. Alright. Alright.
Jeez.
Roll that damage.
With the crit.
What, like 20 D8?
Roll that damage. This thing might live if you roll all ones, maybe.
Okay, could we perhaps go to someone who's gonna look at
Sure.
at arrow thing while I...
Yeah. Well, you
Nice.
calculate the big numbers, as they say. The
Or
Hydra
your first
goes
attack.
next, but we'll tackle the Hydra when we get the damage. I assume it's dead, but you never know. So we'll go to Zosh.
Cool. There are things in the trees. Can I see things in the trees?
You could make an attempt to see the things in the tree if you want to roll me a perception check.
Yeah, you know what, we'll try out a perception check. Okay, that is a 16.
16. The arrow that struck your companion, hard to draw a bead on where that one came from. However, the one that missed, taking a look at the arrow in the direction it came, to your east, in a flurry of trees, I would say anywhere from 60 to 90 feet away, you can pinpoint to that 30 feet radius that the individual is in that batch of trees.
A 30-foot radius.
A very
you
specific
said.
number, am I right?
A very interesting, very specific number. God damn it. Okay. Well, the things I have that I could do are only 20-foot radius. But that's still a better than average chance of hitting them. So, Zosh is going to move over this way. They're in these trees and is going... Zosh, like, holds out their hand, like they are going to flick out a lightning bolt like they have before. And at first nothing happens, and then right here, trying to aim in like the middle of that area, a quite large hazy gray fireball erupts, casting fireball. So if anything is caught in that area, I need it to make a dex save.
Alright. I'm digging this. Luckily for you, I do have to roll a save. What is there? And that's dex, correct?
Correct.
Alright. That is a 22.
That does make it, so they'll only take half damage. So that is... that's 10. 21 halved to 10 fire damage.
10 fire damage. Alright. Anything else? As, you know, we'll put this for you to see now. As your fireball burns the tree and the vicinity, leaving very little cover and mostly just flame.
Yeah, I believe that is it.
You see a elvish-looking individual. They have a quiver on their back, and they are holding this ornate longbow. The longbow itself is this cascade of gold, like wood, but there is this slick black accents from the distance that you can see. But there's something odd, and with your perception check earlier, I will give you this for a freebie. The way the individual is moving, they have this pale white hair that's kind of cascading back. They look very masculine. They're wearing these floral leathers and the like, but there's something off about their shoulders and their movements. They're moving at the joints rather than a fluid movement.
Huh. Interesting.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else? So you did 109 on the first attack.
Yeah, and I had to stop because now I need to ask questions like, is it still held by... Am I still rolling at
yeah.
advantage? Is it still an auto crit? So...
So the rules for Hydra is that whenever the Hydra takes 25 or more damage in a single turn, one of its head dies.
So that happened. Okay,
So
it lost a
one
head.
of its heads is gone. It is still standing. Off after the first hit of the 109. It also may still be standing because it's paralyzed and held in place magically, and couldn't collapse if it wanted to. But this thing is still alive.
Okay, so my second attack is still going to be an auto crit.
Yep.
If it hits.
Well, so if it's still advantage, I rolled twice. One of them is a nat 20.
That'll hit. Are you adding smites on this as well?
I think I cannot add another Eldritch Smite. I believe that is once per turn. Paladin Smite you can, though. Okay, I'll dump a level 2 Paladin Smite into it. So that is another... The math should be faster for me this time.
48? Right?
5 plus 46 plus 2 plus 2. 8d8. 53.
Unless it is also infernal or something else.
Yeah, unless it's infernal or a fiend.
Which this is not.
Yeah, I mean, a fiend or undead. Sorry.
Alright. So your mercurial blade slashes yet another head, leaving 2 dismembered. Part of me wants to say, like, you slash through them and you can see this thin line, but they are still held magically, like, floating in the air. Like, kind of like in anime when someone slashes and, like, the person's, like, standing there for a moment.
I think if I can actually describe
Sure.
this a little bit. It's like a glass sculpture, but as you cut through it, just the edge of where you cut, like, refracts. And there's a gap there, but it's still held in place visually.
I like it. I like it. It is still breathing. Albeit
She will-
not well. Or,
Kind of.
Not through those 2 heads.
yeah, those 2 heads
Your
are not
magic
breathing.
is strong, mage.
Thanks.
But yeah, that is her many things.
That's fair. So,
Technically, I still have a bonus. Oh my god, I should have used a bonus action. Should have put Hunter's Mark on this thing.
Overkill.
Yeah.
Overkill.
well,
Are you okay with me having done that, and I'll just roll 4d6?
sure.
Just 2 crits? Okay. It's an action economy thing. This is a new subclass thing. I forgot I have it.
No worries.
It's another 18.
18. Alright. This thing is still held in place. There is blood just spurting out of these necks. It is barely standing. As you watch, where you have slashed these heads is like bubbling. Something like that sound. Anything else?
No.
No? Alright. So now, the Hydra would have gone next. I need to roll a Wisdom saving throw again.
At the
I'm
end
gonna
of its turn.
use a chat crit. How dare you guys bully my sweet little baby? Is it at the end of the turn or the beginning?
End of the turn.
End of the turn.
Her
So,
whole monster? Does it let you?
It does.
I think so,
It's
yeah.
at the end of its turn.
Yeah.
It can try to escape.
yeah.
Okay.
So, that is its action, or its reaction at the end of its turn, but something else happens. Those 2 heads that you severed hang in the air with that refractive mirror-like. And suddenly from these sprout 2 more heads erupt from each. As it regrows.
That's great. Love that.
And I get to add some HP back to it. Ooh. And then its turn ends. Because that's all it gets to do. Bringing us to Zadar.
Zadar! At the start of Zadar's turn, there are no enemies within 10 feet of his companion, so I don't get an extra bonus to this, but I roll for ferocity. Ignore that 2 lightning thing. So my companion gains 1d4 plus 3 ferocity, because I'm 13th level. I get extra ferocity at the beginning. So I have 7 ferocity points. So anyway, I can use those to do stuff, but we'll get to that in a sec. Zed is going to, I guess, is this like, we're just saying like this map isn't exactly representative of what's going on. Is there actually a stream or
No.
Just in the woods?
Mostly just woods. I just
Okay.
did not have a force map prepped.
Okay.
I should have.
Yeah, he'll jog up and get a little bit closer to all the action, and he will shout over to the elf-looking entity in Elvish and ask them if they would like to stop. We'll be like, we are trying to help. How about you don't?
Well, we'll address that on their turn.
Okay, and then he will, still holding his mug, he will chuck the mug at the Hydra, and the mug will go over to where the Hydra is on the map. Let's put it over there. And 7. The Thari. So this is Zed's mimic companion. The mug will fly out and hopefully, like, it'll bonk up against the Hydra and then land on the ground, doing nothing. But that's how I'm flavoring its movement as I use Zed just through it.
Mm-hmm.
And the mimic will then kind of just like lash out, like the handle of the mug will like detach and lash out and try and grab the thing, maybe? Yes. I will spend 5 ferocity points, or I'll have them spend 5 of their 7 ferocity points to use their adhesive pseudopods ability. It means they will try to bite the enemy, and in doing so also
All right.
oh no, I don't get to do my signature attack. I attempt to touch each creature to choice within 5 feet of them, and the Hydra must make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw or be grappled.
Sure.
If it can be.
How big is your mimic? That's medium, right?
Yeah, technically, yeah, it's medium size. Real big mug. He's a novelty.
The Hydra
mug.
is a huge.
Yeah.
Well, let's roll dex save first, and then I may not even need to address this.
Is it still held?
No. I used
It's
my nat 20 from
Okay.
chat that they gave me weeks ago to save
Boo,
my Hydra
chat,
for a turn.
Boo, I wanted to continue bullying it. Boo.
Chat, please give me more nat 20s so that I can continue to play a game against my players. Yeah, so it fails the dex save and is grappled.
Cool.
So what I will say is probably, I'm going to hamper its movement. Because I
Great.
don't know if we
Yeah,
can
that's the
necessarily
idea.
grapple something that 2 sizes larger.
Yeah, it's just like kind of this like sticky mass of, I guess, wood. It looks like a wooden handle still, but there's just like a bunch of it. It's like very pudding looking, I guess, Play-Doh looking.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, it's just kind of grabbing onto like one of its legs or something to hobble it. But anyway, That is Vithari's action. So my mimic gets their action, and then while that's happening, Zed will pull out whip out the long bow that he has. It used to be a short bow, but it got longer when he got here. And he's going to just shoot at the Hydra with it one time. Huh!
That'll hit.
Can't see the chat. An 18 hits. Ha! And you see that the arrow that gets shot out of it's imbued with just a little bit of lightning, a little static electricity or something. As he deals 7 piercing damage and 5 lightning damage. And that will be it for my turn. That's all the stuff I can do.
All right. So, all of you hear through the underbrush another figure emerging on the northwest side of the map, out of the underbrush. Would you like to describe your character?
Yeah. So Brodus, or this realm's Brodus, even beefier than the previous Brodus. He has, in this world, spent all of his time with his family, doing the logging operations and, cutting down trees, trimming them down, selling them to the merchants at Oakledge. And since his dad is old, he has taken over the operation with his 2 younger brothers. And when you see this figure come out, he is shouting the names Blaine and Dane, because before these sounds started happening, they said that they were going to go off and find a stream to fill up their canteens. And they went off in this direction in the woods. When Brodus heard these cracking and breaking of trees, and very unnatural to someone who is used to cutting down trees, he took off running and starts shouting for where he thinks his brothers are going to be. And you just see him coming through with this great axe and just sprinting as fast as he can, looking in all directions. So he will make it about here. So 70 feet. He will make it about here and be seeing the Hydra as he's coming up and just getting ready. But sprinted the entire way. So action, bonus action. But he is looking to, 1, find his family, but 2, protect them.
Wonderful. Now that brings us to the top of the round. Look at that. Look at the level of panic in all of your faces. Oh, I love this. So, Brodus, as you kind of emerge from the wilderness, does a 19 hit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
From the north, a arrow shoots out, striking you in the shoulder. This black quarrel and ichor-fletched feathers strikes you. You take 13 piercing damage.
Great.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw against poison.
We all know I'm not going to do that.
You have advantage. You are a dwarf.
I am a dwarf.
Will that help you? I'm not certain.
We'll see. Constitution save?
Yes,
Ooh.
DC 15.
I actually have a good number.
I'm gonna be like, I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 13 plus 9.
Oh! That might be the highest roll you've had.
22.
Yeah, so the arrow strikes you. You can feel like this burning sensation in your shoulder, and you shrug it off. As you kind of push through the poison that this arrow was kind of fletched with. You don't know anyone in this area that would be using such arrows off a quick cursory glance. Neither of your siblings would.
Right. And additionally, from what I could tell, where I got hit from, I at least know the leaning to the side of me did not hit me with an arrow.
Correct.
Okay.
They did not hit you. What does Sinra look like in this moment? Off a cursory glance?
Off a cursory glance, I am not looking at you. My face is full of Hydra heads.
Perfect.
So you see this large female leaning. I don't actually know if you can tell gender, or if leaning have been dead here for hundreds of years, possibly. So large cat-like a person, maybe a tabaxi, not very clear. Astride an enormous dragon, although it doesn't seem to be in the heat of a moment, maybe not a little hard to tell if it's like a truly intelligent full dragon, but it's moving kind of bestially, as from her arm extends this 5-foot long bastard sword, hand and a half blade, of pure night sky starlight that's just dripping and falling off of it in almost painterly waves as she is slashing into this Hydra, and there's just this look of just fury on her face.
I love that.
Brodus doesn't understand half of what he's looking at right now.
Fair. Alright, so as for the rest of the secret action, I'm going to need Zadar, Zash, Vethar, and Sinra, and Brodus all to make me a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw.
Against what sort of effect?
It is against fear, or the frightened condition.
Who is... Wait.
Does a 19?
I'm a paladin that does a thing.
19?
The Mimic and Brodus can both add 3.
Oh, perfect.
22.
The minion is safe. Zadar is safe. Brodus,
22?
you saved.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Zash?
So it's against the frightened condition, which I have advantage on, but rolling 2 8s is not going to help me there, so that's a 12.
So, Zash, Sinra, from the individual kind of standing in the burning tree, you see them kind of darken. Their expressions kind of emotionless as you watch underneath their eyes this black ichor begins to kind of pour out like tears in this unnatural setting. And as they kind of go to draw a bow, they look at Brodus, and then they kind of erupt into an explosion of ichor and teleport 30 feet closer to Sinra. Of course, I'd be in the wrong... There we go. Right here. And then, we have 2 more things we have to do.
Okay.
Then, from the northeast side, you begin to hear Sylvan chanting, but it is not what you would expect. It is monotonous, guttural, almost forced, as the very, trees in the vicinity begin to kind of wilt, and the song of the forest is kind of dulled, and two of the trees that these two individuals are on, you see them kind of raising their hands in verbal and somatic movements as they begin to spellcast, and they are going to cast a spell on the Hydra. I don't think any of you can counterspell. Are you?
I
But
can.
I am.
Are you within
probably
60
too
feet?
far away. Depends where they are.
They are up in this area. You are 70 feet away, Zosh.
God. Nope, can't do it then.
Let me check ranges. I can. I'll distant cast counterspell if I can see them.
All right. So you're going to counterspell one of them.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a preference on which one? Closer or
At a
farther?
glance, I don't think I would be able to tell any difference, so I would just pick one.
That works for me.
So I can roll if you want. But...
That should be fine. I don't really have a preference. Like, either way, one of them is going to get their spellcasting revoked, their license.
I got too many points. They're not allowed.
Yeah. So, one of them, you begin to pull, and do you want to describe your counterspell?
Yeah. Actually gonna check one thing real quick. Sorry, excuse me, just 2 seconds. I'm describing, I'll also need the one I counterspelled to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
DC
All right.
18.
They are not
Where-
necessarily good at that, so.
I think anyone who's like watching them or paying attention to them sees them cast the spell. Then there's that kind of shimmer, like when you were looking through one of the alternate mirrors, and it, instead of them firing it off, it rewinds and they like misfire.
19 wisdom saving throw.
All right, that's fine.
All right. The second one, they are moving at the joints, almost animated. And as they begin to cast, they kind of open up their palm, and this floating swirl of ichor begins to float and form this sphere. And as they finish, they point towards the Hydra, and the ichor slams into it, engulfing it, and you see the Hydra begin to thrash almost in a unnatural panic. And then its maw, the acid and poison that was kind of like dripping from each of its maws, begins to kind of darken and turn darker and blacker and thicker. And it is going to take 60 points of healing.
Gross.
And that's it for Secret. Joachim, you're up. Simmer on deck.
Well, that was a hell of a thing that just happened. Yeah, may as well get this going. Joachim will flex and shimmer for a second, and nobody's looking, but his thin circlet glows slightly. And he will reach up to his spellcasting focus and pull out a shining golden greatsword. And just full on throw it at this elf that's running up at Sinra.
Alright, make a attack.
There's a 27.
That will definitely hit.
Okay. takes 12 damage, 12 force damage, and 13 radiant damage.
Alright, 12 force and 13 radiant.
Yep.
As your blade kind of strikes him, that radiant damage, that bright white burst of gamma and is it starlight? How would you luminescence maybe?
It's like bright light, like the sun, just like, you know, I don't want to say generic radiance, but you know.
Yeah. That ichor burns, and you see the limbs of this creature, this individual, like, flick and react poorly to the radiant damage. Almost like whatever is animating or controlling is being stricken away for a moment.
Then he'll call out. Looks like radiance hurts him a lot. Keep an eye out. Then we'll once again try to take cover behind another tree from the north, where he had the other archer shooting at him.
All right. Sinra, you are up. And a little frightened.
Yeah, I'm a little frightened, and I think my natural instinct when I am frightened is that it would be actually better if they were frightened. I feel like if I'm afraid, they should also be afraid. So I would like to use a daunting roar. I will roar in the face of this Hydra. That is a saving throw. DC 16 wisdom save for it.
For the Hydra?
For the Hydra.
Alright, DC 16 wisdom save. They roll 7.
Oh, and the elf. They're both within 10 feet of me.
And the elf rolls a 21.
Okay. Elf isn't afraid.
Hydra is frightened. Hydra's like, they cut two of my heads. I don't like this. I want to leave.
I mean, fair. This elf, they made me afraid. They haven't done anything else to me, though, have they really?
No, but they did teleport right next to you.
That's fine. I can get to them later. Okay, so I'm frightened. I would be rolling at disadvantage. The Hydra is also frightened. Does that
I don't
do anything?
think so. I
No, it
don't think
doesn't
you have
do
advantage
anything.
on attacks on frightened targets. Unless you were like a conqueror or paladin, maybe.
Well, I'm one of the other ones,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, conquest paladins, I think, get some sort of buff when they hit frightened targets.
That is what it is. I will try to steel myself and do it anyway, so I'll just roll with a disadvantage.
Alright.
Unless any of these things are dead.
The Hydra isn't.
Okay, fair enough. I don't like the phrasing on that.
What? You watched it bleed. You haven't seen anything else bleed.
Okay, it was just a very pointed non-inclusion of the
I'm
elf
not gonna give
that
you
statement.
anything. You are getting nothing from
Fair
me.
enough, fair enough.
In character, you did hear Joachim yell out, hit it with radiant.
That's
Yep,
true, you did hear
radiant,
that.
so-
Okay, so rolling with disadvantage to hit the Hydra.
Alright, first attack.
First attack, the lower of the two is a 9 on the die, so that is 19.
19 will hit.
Alright, I will pump a second level Radiant Smite into this.
Alright.
So should I double the dice for the Radiant damage?
Not on the Hydra.
Not on the Hydra. Okay, so whatever affected it did not give it that property. I was curious.
Yes, not yet.
Okay, so this is...
What?
11 plus 14, 16, sorry, 14 plus 6, 20, 31 damage.
31 damage. All right. Any of that fire?
None of that is fire. I
you.
don't do that. I
Just
mean, I
thought would
can,
ask.
but
Just thought I would ask. I didn't know.
I can, but I wanted to make it mad instead. Oh wait, no, one more d6. Hunter's mark.
Yes.
It
That's
takes
necrotic,
one more
right?
damage.
One more damage. All right. I have
One
factored
more
it in.
damage.
I've
Thank you.
crunched the numbers.
Okay, second attack. You know what? I'll be spicy. I'll turn and I will slice into the elf that just charged at me.
All right.
Okay, lower of the two is 10 on the die, so that's a 20.
20 will just barely hit.
I don't like that, but okay. I don't know if I'm afraid of this guy, really. Maybe.
And is this
I'll
magical?
pump a level 1 smite into it. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
my
Yes.
blade is, in
You're-
essence, magical.
You're right. You're right. All right.
Also, this is a level 1 smite, so are those dice doubled?
Yes.
Radiant? Okay. 9, 19, 20 radiant damage that is already doubled.
Okay. And the piercing?
And, well, I think slashing, and 11 slashing.
What was that, Yoki?
Zisto is asking, is there another die for undead or infernal?
Yeah.
Oh!
You're right.
Oh,
there is.
shit. Okay, so there's two
Thank
more.
you.
That's another 7 radiant damage, which is already doubled, because I doubled the dice.
All right. You watch as that radiant fire again strikes this individual. The scalding sound of that ichor boiling off. Your first strike kind of it catches them like right in the side, and as the radiant light kind of burns into them, the ichor itself slithers off of one of their limbs, and their limb kind of goes wild for a moment, as if trying to like grab and pull at what is on them.
Like they're trying to keep it on them?
You can roll an insight check if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. It's only a 13.
13. Either trying to keep it on them or trying to pull it off. Hard to tell.
It's sure one of those two.
It's one of the two. But anything else?
I will turn and snarl in their face. As you do. Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, the Hydra is afraid of you. So the Hydra is going to... it is grappled. And so it is going to strike out with... It has 3, 5, 7 heads currently. Yeah, 7. Sorry, I had to do my math.
That.
Hmm?
Woo! Love that.
Yeah. It's great. So it gets to make 7 bite attacks. So we'll divvy it up 2 on Vithar, 2 on Sinra at disadvantage, and 3 on Brodus.
They should all be at disadvantage.
All
because
be
I'm right
okay.
next to it.
Perfect.
It's
Makes it
right.
easier for me. A 12 to hit Vithar.
Miss.
A 10 to get Vithar.
No, that also misses because it's less.
A 21 to hit Sinra.
That'll
You
do
avoided that 20 at least.
I'll take it.
Yeah. For 1d10 plus 5. For 15 piercing damage. And the 15 on you will not hit. I don't think. And then for the last 3, a 10 will not hit Brodus, I hope. A nat 1 will not hit Brodus. But will a 23?
Yeah. Yep.
You take 15 piercing damage as one of the Hydra heads bites down onto your arm. And, it's not lost any heads, so it doesn't get any HP, sadly. So that's it for... You know what? No, that's not it for its turn. It can move 15 feet, maybe. No, it's going to stay where it is. It's scared, you're scared, everyone's really frightened. It's a bad time for everyone all around. But that will end its turn, bringing us to Zosh. Zadara on deck.
Cool. Do I see these elves up here?
Yes. They were the 2 spell casting where the trees kind of withered away that they were standing near.
Cool. So, Zosh, closes their eyes, and when they open them again, their eyes are pure black. And I need both of those elves to make an intelligence saving throw.
I'm here for this. A 6 on the first one, a 14 on the second.
No to either.
Let's see. I don't think they have... Nope. Yep. Alright. What happens?
So, I'm casting Synaptic Static. So they take... they both failed, so that is... Oh my god, I can do math. That is... They both take 32 psychic damage. And for 1 minute, they roll a d6 and subtract it from all attack rolls, ability checks, and constitution saving throws. At the end of each of their turns, they can make an int save to end it.
Alright. And was that a radius spell, or is that a set number of individuals?
That's a radius. That is...
Okay. What was the point of the
20-foot
radius, if you want to pick it, just in case there's hidden people?
Yeah, right here, 20-foot radius.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, Zadar, you are up. Brodus on deck.
Zara's up. Let's roll a ferocity gain for Zadar. I've added an RI to the end of Vithar's name. We changed it to Vithari so that it sounds less like Zadar.
Zadari and Vidari? Vithari?
No, just all right. Anyway, we gained 7 ferocity, bringing us up to 9 total. I believe I will use my chosen quarry ability for 4 ferocity. Whenever your companion gains ferocity, its starting return doesn't enter a rampage. I can spend 4 ferocity to mark somebody as my chosen quarry. So we will mark this elf. This elf that's close to Vithari. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. Vithari gained 2 more ferocity. Because there are 2 enemies. Putting me at 11, which means, since it's above 10, they might enter a rampage because they're so amped up about what's going on. I have to make a animal handling check with a DC equal to 5 plus the amount of ferocity that they have. So that would be 17, I believe. No, 16. I got a 28, so we're good.
We're golden.
They don't enter a rampage. That's great. Anyway, yeah, I got 11 ferocity. I will mark that elf, which means that I believe I just do extra damage to it, and it's basically like Hunter's Mark.
Alright, so we'll put a little lightning bolt next to him.
Yeah, so they'll take an extra 1d6 damage every time they get hit by me or my companions. So, I'll start off by just shooting them with my bow. Yeah. I don't think a 13 is going to do it.
I don't think so. Unfortunately.
It's going to move. I don't know. It'll try and also be behind a tree somewhere, kind of behind a little bit of cover. And the fall has. So I spent 4 ferocity. So I just get me down to 7. They will do something. They will use. They're just gonna do a distracting attack for 2 ferocity. So that means they will bite, and if it hits, the next attack against that target that they hit does extra. It has advantage. It's like guiding bolt, basically. So we will try to bite them. A 12.
That will not hit, unfortunately.
So that is 2 ferocity. Wow. Sick turn, everybody. I marked a guy. That's the one we're gonna get. Eventually.
I mean, you did some other rolling. It was really fun to listen to, honestly.
Yeah, I'm here for this. I like this new subclass.
Yeah.
Speaking of new subclasses, Brodus,
What up?
it's your turn.
Brodus, upon being hit by an arrow and seeing all that's happening, is definitely gonna rage. So let's get that out of the way. Just because, yeah, wasn't raging before, and that damage hurt. And then he's gonna come up, and with his great axe, he is going to attack the Hydra. Cause why not? 9 plus 8 is 17.
That'll hit.
And since I'm raging, that means I do this plus that equals 10 points of damage. Would you also, being that they are the first creature I hit with an attack on my turn, the creature has disadvantage on any attack that isn't me until my next turn, and anyone they attack that isn't me has resistance to that damage. So mark it down.
And was that 10 damage? Did that include your rage damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still not rolling great, but I'm hitting. 7 plus 8 is 15.
15.
For my second attack.
That will just barely hit, as your axe kind of bites into its chest.
9 points of damage in total. So 19 total damage. Heck
It does
yeah.
not look great. Even with the healing it's received, this beast looks pretty rough. But you didn't do 25 damage, so it didn't lose a head.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good for right now.
All right, bringing us to the top of the round. So, Zosh, Yohim, and Zadar, being the furthest south, you see 2 dwarven individuals burst out of the foliage. Both have, lumberjack axes and are dressed not in flannel, the fantasy equivalent of flannel. Which could be flannel. I suppose. But they kind of emerge, they see their sibling engaging this Hydra, and they clock the 2 elves up north, and both of them just go, "Oi! Stop fucking with our brother!" And both of them are going to sprint up this way. So their action is just sprinting. Both of them are holding axes. They don't look like fighters. I will say that. But they definitely don't want to leave their sibling to die. Let's see. Oh, now we have all these elves. Seeing these individuals sprinting at them, two of the elves are going to teleport. As a bonus action, they are going to teleport 30 feet away. And I believe they have not made a move yet, so they don't have the minus D6. However, they are going to clock eyes on Zadar and Yohim, and they are going to take arrow shots at both of them. A 15, does that hit you, Zadar?
It does not.
Alright. And a dirty 20, does that hit you, Yohim?
Yes. I think I'm gonna silvery barbs that.
Oh, sorry. I need to roll a d6 and subtract it first.
Oh.
I rolled 6. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
Okay. Then neither of them are going to hit. The third one that is not under the effects is going to fire at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does a 24 hit you, Zadar?
It does. Was this... Do I need to be able to see? I don't need to be able to see them. So I've been hit. Ah! Does anything else happen?
You take 11 piercing damage as this
Great.
arrow grazes you, and I need you to make a DC 15.
Would like to silvery barbs that attack.
Oh, yeah. And that's a 1d4, 1d6?
I re-roll.
Oh, re-roll. Okay. 14 plus... 14 plus something.
Is it at
Plus
least
6.
4?
14. Dirty 20.
Alright, then yeah, my AC is 18.
Alright, so that will be...
Still hit, so I need to make a con save against being poisoned.
Yes.
Constitution saving throw. Oh, I got a 17, baby.
Then you are... Man, everyone is saving. I thought
Feeling good.
poison would help me in this fight. Clearly I was wrong.
Yeah, those elves were wrong. And Zadar will use his reaction to enact Furious Vengeance by spending 5 ferocity to deal psychic damage back to the attacker. Like, he just kind of, like, roars back at them draconically, I guess. And they just automatically take 4d6 psychic damage.
Alright, roll that damage.
For daring to hit me with an arrow. They take 8 psychic damage. Take that.
Alright, and I've revealed the last combatant on the map. Good
Nice.
job. Meanwhile, Summer Elf is going to try and swing at Sinra. Disadvantage because everyone's afraid. No, wait, they saved. They saved from fear.
Also, the fear only lasted 1 turn,
Ah.
so the Hydra will no longer be afraid either.
Alright. They are going to try and hit you with this sword. They draw this kind of golden sword. It is ornate, and kind of ruined. And does a 27 and a 22 hit you?
Both of them do.
Alright, you are going to take 22 slashing damage.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, I'm holding.
The first of the two hits, you will see these almost spiritual like dwarves with just hand axes kind of come up and block the first hit. It's not a full block. It's, you know, it protects, 10 points of damage.
Alright, yeah, 4 slashing. I mean, that's a big difference. And then the second hit is for 8 slashing.
So does everybody just have golden swords now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I like golden swords.
Where's my golden sword, man?
Maybe
I
if you
think
looted them.
This is the first time I have noticed that Brodus is here, right?
Yeah.
When this thing happens, there's suddenly magic and dwarves around me, and it's very strange because up until then my face had just been full of Hydra. But I turn my head snaps to the side as I clock this familiar-looking dwarf. I would like to
familiar yet a little more scarred.
Okay. She freezes for a moment, and her mouth is, just lots of teeth. Like, there's a lot going on. She's like, "You're dead!" It sounds like a threat, but to her, it's like an exclamation. It definitely sounds like a threat. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's just like a surprise, like, "You're dead!" Okay. Okay.
I love this. Yoki, you are up. The Hydra is not looking great. The Eladrin with a sword is not looking great.
Neat.
And you've got 3 random dwarves around.
I guess. Alright, well, let's just go with this. He will make some arcane gestures and cast slow on all 4 of our opponents. They are within a 40-foot cube. Yeah. So they all need to make DC 18 wisdom saves.
Oh gosh. They are not good at wisdom saves. Start with the Hydra. That is a 10, so that's a fail. We'll go to sword. And then 2 other elves. 10, 9, 18, and 10.
18 passes.
Alright, so this one up to the north is saved. Everything else has failed.
Alright. So, you want me to go through it or just wait until their turn when it's relevant?
Yeah, we'll do it when it gets to them.
Okay. For now, their AC is reduced by 2.
Ooh.
Is relevant. And then I will slash with the spiritual weapon. That's the elf right here.
Alright. Make that attack roll.
That is a 26
That will hit.
for 20 force and 13 radiant.
How do you do this? And is it lethal or non-lethal?
I don't think I can actually specify unless you're narratively good with that.
I'm fine with that. It's a spiritual weapon. It's a spell melee attack. Like, I think you can definitely aim a spiritual weapon at someone's knee.
I think seeing that
Just-
this person is clawing at this, blackness, he'll specifically, slash through where that's densest most and kind of, as it's going, it presses the blade as it goes along the darkness, kind of burning it away.
You hear a erupting howl of pain as this ichor is kind of separated, and the individual collapses to the ground, writhing. And then they go still.
Okay. Let's take that in stride. And I'll also, real quick, need the Hydra to make an additional Constitution save.
Sure.
DC.
23.
Yeah. No. That's fine.
All right. Anything else on your end?
That will be it.
All right. Sinra, you are up.
All right. How is the Hydra looking?
Not great.
And the elf guy next to me is dead.
Dead or unconscious,
Out.
one or the other.
Okay.
They're out of the fight.
All right. I shall. If he was the one that made me afraid, and he's down, am I still afraid?
No.
Okay. Then I'll just keep doing the thing I'm doing. You know, just slice into the Hydra. Just go whack whack. Maybe only one whack, because I think the second one misses.
It has a 13 AC now.
Well, that's really convenient, because I got a 3 on the die for a 13, which is why I thought it was gonna miss. Okay. Okay, so it's a 23 and a 13, which I guess both hit.
Yep.
I'll take it. Do I want to use all of my spell slots?
Yeah.
The answer to that, yes.
You should definitely use all your spell slots.
We definitely won't need any spell slots until we long rest, surely.
Yeah, remember, if you don't use them, you'll lose them.
I'm a warlock. I can get packed slots back. Bams. It's more about, do I use my level 1 slots? Is kind of the question.
What else were you going to use them for?
Yeah. Nothing important, probably. I'll dump 1 smite in. Just one, just a little one as a treat. 6, 7, 13 plus 9, 22 plus 5, 27.
It is barely standing.
Okay, so then the next hit, I am not going to smite. Oh wait, no, that had a hunter's mark. I can math.
The 1d6.
3.
Still barely standing.
Okay. Three, 9 plus 5. 14 damage on the
How
last
do
hit.
you do this?
Okay, I am getting really fucking tired of these fucking heads and all these necks splitting every time I cut one down. So, I'm done dealing with their heads. Sinra dives off of Sanctuary, kind of hitting the ground, her plate mail kind of clanking as she goes to roll underneath the Hydra, dragging her arm blade along down its sternum, all the way kind of under as she travels under, looking to sort of vivisect it and just allow its innards to fall to the ground. I'd like to see it regrow another head from that.
Unfortunately, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
As the beast kind of just splits. Anything else?
Choose if the target. I will. Can I see these 2 elves over here?
Yep, you can see all 3.
Okay, then what I would like to do is raise my Hydra gut-drenched arm blade and point it towards one of them and sneer and just be like, I suggest you leave, as I will transfer my hunter's mark onto them.
Alright, and one on the closest one, or?
Yes. I am pointing my blade at this guy. They just saw me vivisect this. I'm like, you're fucking next, bro. And that's my turn. I'll just end it there.
Alright, I say we take a break here, and then we'll resume. because we've been going about 2 hours. So we'll take a quick break, 10-15 minute break, and we'll be back soon, everybody.
Be in a bit.
Hello, everybody. We're back. Sorry about that. We have all had a sip of water and a little snack, and we'll hop right back into it. The Hydra lays defeated as Cinera kind of eviscerates it, for lack of better words, vivisects. Leaving us with Zosh. You are up. Zadar on deck. You have 3 of those ichor-coated, elven-like marionette-esque individuals to the north. And 2 dwarves charging them with axes. And a dwarf that just saved Cinera from getting bit? Or at least tried to. Who looks very similar to Brodus. But more...
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? Yeah, gonna move up. Just gonna move up here. And it worked like gangbusters last time. So we're gonna throw a nice fireball right in the middle here to hit all of them.
Alright, and that's a dex save from each. And the ones with slow, is that at disadvantage?
It is a -2.
-2. Okay, so we will roll their dex save first. 11 will fail. For the one with slow. And then the other 2, I'll roll the one with the negative. Yep, well, yeah. So a 5 is going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, nat 20 for a 24 will probably save. So the 2 southernmost fail.
Oh, okay, wait, no, this... Okay. I canceled nat 20 attack. That's not an attack, sorry.
No worries. Alright, roll that damage.
That is 36 for the ones that failed, 18 for the ones that made it.
Ooh.
Yeehaw. And also, I have decided I'm not done yet.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Bonus action. Gonna use 2 sorcery points to quicken spell a... Wait, are they in range? Is at least one... Please tell me at least one of them is in range. Yeah, that one is just in range for a Ray of Frost.
Alright.
So... Oh, Christ. Does a 15 hit?
15 will not hit, unfortunately, even with the -2. I don't think the -6 that you gave them applies to their armor class.
No.
Okay, yeah. In which case, they are safe. As
Cool.
your Ray of Frost just kind of like slashes into a tree and like slams into it.
Cool. Then yeah, actually that will be all.
Alright, Zadar, you are up. Brodus on deck.
Zadar is up. Start my turn. Let's roll ferocity. Let's see what I'm working with here. 6. Okay, 6. So, at the start of my turn, first, we will use... I will spend 1 of those ferocity points to use no escape. And I will convert that ferocity point into 5 feet of movement for Vithari. So Vithari, he was grabbing onto the leg of the thing. Once all this stuff around him is dead, he lets it go and kind of just like nods toward the next target that he would like. They have a very good rapport now, very easy to communicate with one another. And Vithari just grows legs from its mug body and runs 35 feet. Tick, 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 tick. Over to here. To this elf over here, and then what was the other thing? I had a combo ready if I had enough stuff. Oh yeah, I have exactly enough if I do this. So Vithari's going to run up there. Zed is going to remain in position, and he is going to shoot at that elf that Vithari's standing next to.
Alright.
What's all the... I know they're slowed. What was the other thing that's wrong with them?
Slowed, and they had synaptic static.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I don't get advantage or anything. So does a 22 hit that?
That'll hit.
So Zed shoots his, he breathes a little bit. I think he just kind of like coughs, I guess, every time he shoots an arrow, and the cough has a little bit of electricity on it. And I deal 6 non-magical piercing, and then 8 lightning damage. Oh, no, 7 lightning damage, and 7 non-magical piercing damage. Sorry, because oh no, ignore that last thing. So just the 7 lightning and the 6 piercing after turn off Chosen Quarry. That was for Chosen Quarry, which that thing is dead now. Anyway, when I do that, what is that? Wrath of the Pack. I hit that creature with an attack, and that creature is within 5 feet of my companion. So I will spend 4 ferocity to use Wrath of the Pack, and call out for us to focus our wrath upon that enemy, and have my companion make one of their signature attacks against the creature, requiring no action. So for freezies, they will bite. The mug will get some teeth and try and bite that elf. Just 25 hit.
That'll definitely hit.
So that's going to be 14 magical piercing damage.
All right, and they are knocked prone.
And they are knocked prone. And then the Thari will use their action, because that bite they just did was a free thing that I spent ferocity on. They'll use their action to do another bite, because I don't have enough ferocity to do anything else. So. Which will have advantage, but that didn't matter. I got a 27.
Which will hit.
19 piercing, so nom.
They are not looking great.
Yeah, they're looking real tasty. They're about to get digested. And that actually will move up a little bit closer to the action, because why not? And that will be all of the things that I do this turn. I finally had a turn where it did things.
Love it. Brodus, you are up.
So, as a question, when they teleported, did they teleport into trees or not into trees?
Not into trees.
So they're on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. Seeing everything that's happening to this one, I'm not going to worry about that. Rose is going to run up towards this one, but as he's running, the only thing that Sinra said to him is, "You are dead." And so his response back is going to be, "I don't know why you want to kill me. I'm just here to help." And we're going to throw a couple attacks here. Let's see. 12.
Just 12?
No. Yeah.
Just 12? No, that will not hit.
Oh. Well, the second attack's going to be a 24.
That'll hit.
And that'll be a... Where are you? So, 11 points of damage.
Respectable. Your axe kind of cleaves into their leg.
Yeah. That's about it. I'm good there.
Okay. Well, your 2 siblings, unfortunate dwarves movement speed. 25 feet. Well, they see a prone individual. They're gonna just team up, I think.
Sounds about right. They go for the easy kill.
They are, like I said, they are not fighters. Actually, I'll put them here. They want to be near their sibling, so they're kind of running your way. They're like, brother! You know what? I'm gonna treat their axes like throwing axes. Why not? They're gonna try and throw their axes at the individual you are fighting.
Alright.
One of which will hit. For 5 piercing damage. Or slashing. As the axe kind of sinks into the elf's shoulder and they just don't even acknowledge it. But then, Elf 1, who is slowed, you had something for on their turn when they're slowed?
Yeah, so I will just put it in the Roll20 chat as well so other people can read, but they can take an action or a bonus action, not both. They can only make one attack regardless of multi-attack. Their movement is halved, and if they cast a spell, it has a 50-50 chance of not taking effect until next turn.
Well, with their half movement, they are going to use 7 feet of their total movement of 15 to stand up. And they are going to take a swipe at Vithari with a long sword as they kind of drop their bow to the ground and kind of pull out this blade that is oaken, like an oaken wrapped hilt and blade to the pommel that's all made out of kind of like this engraved wood and has a simple crossguard and then it's just kind of like a katana. Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
Alright, and they would still get multi-attack if they had it, correct?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Only get one attack.
Okay. Alright, that's them. Then the one facing Barodis is going to drop their bow and make 2 swings. Sorry, 1 swing. They also were... No, they are not slowed.
They saved.
They saved. A 9 is not going to hit. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
It does. Oh, it does. You take 9 slashing damage.
Have.
Halved. It's 4.
Yep. Yeah, 5.
5.
I go on the high end.
And, the last individual is going to look at... Let's see, how far away are you? Feet. They're going to bonus action teleport, firstly. Then they're going to move 30 feet. And they're going to begin casting a spell. This is not counterspellable because it is a racial feature. I need good old Zadar to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie. Is it against being charmed or frightened?
It is against being charmed.
Then I succeed. Well, I can't be charmed. I guess if there's any... Is there something besides being charmed?
It is suggestion.
Okay, then no. Because of my strong connection to my mimic companion, who I've been drinking booze out of for several years, however long it's been. I'm just... us being together makes our minds strong. And, Zadar and Vithari are both immune to being charmed and frightened.
That's fair. Enemies don't know that. It looks at you oddly and then ends its turn, bringing us to Joachim.
Righty. Okay. Can't quite be that mean to this guy. We'll step forward and just fire up a basic firebolt at this one who just cast a spell. That is a 19.
That will just barely hit.
Ooh, okay. I didn't think that would hit. Let's grab my D10. That's 25 fire damage and 13 radiant.
And is the radiant doubled? When you were doing the math?
No.
Oh, okay. So again, much like the other elven individual that you struck with radiant damage, the ichor kind of bubbles and burns and kind of slithers away from where your divine spell strikes.
And then bonus action. Can't quite get that far. I can get to there. And that is my turn.
All right, Sinra, you are up. Zosh on deck.
Right. This one that is just getting harassed a bunch. That's the one with my hunter's mark on him.
Yes.
Okay, then I shall. I mean, I warned him. I warned him what would happen. Now I gotta do the thing. It's his fault.
You're making me do this.
I am going to scream. I just rolled 2 dice. They are both 20 on the die.
Don't even roll damage. How do you do this? How do you?
Crazy. I've never seen this happen.
How do you eviscerate this individual?
Am I the baddie? I feel like I'm the baddie. Okay. He's got like black ichor dripping from him, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will charge over and around and kind of like almost through Brodus's brother here, dwarf down here, and I'm just like coming at this fucking guy. I warned him. I fucking warned him. I get there. Is he wearing like a lot of armor or no? Not really.
They're wearing like leather armor that looks like it is made out of this very what was once fine material. It looks very floral in like there are engravings and like leaves that are kind of embellishing the armor, but the leather itself looks like that gray mottled underneath the coloring.
Okay. I think something possesses me as I do not consider my blade to particularly be of this material plane, and as she comes in, she makes no effort to slice around trying to avoid the armor, and instead looks at this leather armor and drives her blade directly into and through it. Kind of, and it somehow manages to kind of like just utterly pierce through, almost like warping in space as it goes in and like extends out the other side.
Cool.
They just kind of crumple. I will say this, their eyes are vacant, even before your blade goes through them. Up close at this point, like, you get the feeling that this person may not have been alive. To begin with.
Don't love that. I have 5 more movement speed. As they fall off my blade, I will move and step atop them as I start moving towards to fight the other one.
Alright, Zosh, you are up. Zadar on deck.
Okay. Going to move just up over here. And I am going to... Yeah, I am going to cast... Dissonant Whispers. Need a Wisdom saving throw.
Alright, let's get that Wisdom saving throw. Nat 1. For a 1.
Sweet. Love that. So it takes 13 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far away from me as its speed allows.
It's gonna go There. Do you want your attack of opportunity, Brodus?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
No, I don't. It's not high enough.
Fair.
Do it.
They are going to run off the map for all intents and purposes. Unless anyone's going to chase them, I'm just going to consider it out of combat.
Cool.
I mean, do you want to chase it? Okay. Then I will keep track of it.
And yeah, that'll be it.
All right, Zadar, you are up. Brodus on deck.
Combat's still going on. Vithari still has a reason to be angry. They gain 7 angry points. Plus 7 ferociousness. I'll call it ferociousness. I don't want to call it angry points because that's a barbarian thing. Except they don't have points, but that's the angry thing. That's their thing. Anyway, I'm still learning how I want to flavor stuff. So anyway, the only thing that's left on the map is this elf that tried to shoot me, that tried to shoot Zed. So Vithari, I'm going to do that thing I did before and spend 4 ferocity points to increase Vithari's speed by 20 feet. So they'll move 50 feet. They turn into they don't turn into anything else, but it's still a mug, but they grow like 2 wheels like a bike and wheel over real fast. And while they're doing that, Zed's actually going to run up to that thing too, and they will, I don't know, they'll flank it, even though I don't think we're using flanking rules of any kind, but they'll flank it just for funsies, and they'll start attacking it. Zed will stab it with he'll drop his bow, whip out the dragon tooth dagger, and do a stab attack. Does a 19 hit?
Just barely.
Stab! It does 9 piercing, 7 lightning, and 1 acid, and this thing is magical.
Wow.
And then what do we got? We got 4
fortuitous.
ferocity. I'm sorry, did you say it was dead?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe undead.
Actually, I'll do the same exact thing, same exact turn as last time. It worked out really good then. I'm gonna do Wrath of the Pack for 4 ferocity because that's exactly how much I have. Vithari gets a free attack that might knock it prone. So we'll do a bite. 13 probably doesn't hit.
Nope.
Then they will use their action to do a regular bite that won't knock them prone. So 21 will
That
hit.
will hit.
And so yeah, Vithari, the wheels on the bus turn into teeth, and they start biting into this thing. That's it.
All right, that brings us to Brodus. You have the one individual that's like 30 feet north of you that you can't reach with their 25 feet of movement.
I actually have faster movement. I have 35-foot movement.
Yeah, Graham.
You know, I've never played a barbarian, and I'm not going to start now.
So he's 30 feet above me?
Yeah, so you can reach him.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to reach him.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I don't really care. My first attack, I'm going to recklessly attack. Because why not? You know?
Very confident in your dice rolls. I like it. I like new Brutus.
11 plus 8 is 19.
You just barely hit.
You know, a hit's a hit.
A hit's a hit.
Oh, shit. 17 points of damage.
How do you do this?
Oh, I'm just going to try and chop him in half as he's running away. Yeah.
All right.
I may not make it all the way through, but like going for the lower back.
Your axe just cleaves through them. You've been chopping trees double the width of this individual your entire life. Easy as cutting butter.
Great. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna, I'm just gonna move myself way up here, but yeah, I'm gonna go up and yeah, cut them in half, and then uh, no one's really close enough for a second attack, so I'm not. I'm done. I'm good.
Your two siblings just look awestruck. They're just
Yep.
like, did we just watch our brother cleave a person? Like, that's the level they're at. The last individual is going to make 2 melee attacks on Zadar. 24 will probably hit, but the 6 is not going to.
Oh, 24 will hit for sure.
Yeah, alright. Take 5 slashing damage.
Ow! My body.
As the elf, like, jerks its body in, like, accentuated joint motions and then just kind of slashes. Like it is being controlled. That's it for its turn. Bring it to Yohim.
Alright, first off, bonus section, spiritual weapon.
Lethal or non-lethal?
I'm gonna try for non-lethal, but that is an 18 to hit.
Ooh. Yeah, I bet you're missing doing that recap this week, huh?
Well, that's alright, because I have a follow-up firebolt.
Yeah, so the spiritual weapon will just barely miss.
Mm-hmm. But that is a 22 on the firebolt.
That will hit.
That's a D10. 18 fire damage and 13 radiant. Which I think is double.
How do you do this as your firebolt hits them in the chest?
I think if there's a section of it that's like just the goop holding it together, it just burns a hole straight through the entire thing cleanly.
Yeah. You just watch it kind of like crumple as that ichor strands just burn away under the radiant magic, leaving all of you amidst a pile of corpses.
Rodis is still gonna be walking back towards Senra's direction, still holding his great axe ready, and telling his brothers to back away from her.
Your brothers will immediately, like, warily back away.
I will, at this point, with all this viscera dripping off of my blade, turn towards him. For a moment, it like points in his direction before I start lowering it. It seems you misinterpreted my words earlier. I hear you say I am threatening to kill you. This is not the case.
You did say I am dead.
It is a factual reality that in some instances of the world, you are dead.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Zed he doesn't actually look up from looting the bodies, but he kind of just, he can hear Sinra shouting shit like that. Like, maybe it would be better to ease him into it,
I do not see the point. I do not know why he is here now. We do not need this one. We need the one that died.
Again, if you are looking to kill me, let
I'm
my
not
brothers
looking
go.
to kill you. I don't need you.
Ah. You didn't need me. I see.
I was glad you showed up. Loot.
I think Sinra kind of turns and gets a little, like, misty-eyed at that sentence. Because that hits her somewhere. But she is going to stalk off and go and like growl at a tree or something and punch it.
I think Zosh gets a little bit closer to Brodus and goes, "It's good to see you, if only a different version of you."
I have no idea who any of you are. I thank you for helping, as this forest is where my brothers and I do our business, but I thank you for helping.
You're welcome.
Only doing our duty.
Now,
Yoki,
if only we could know why a Hydra was here, or kind of looking at his great axe and seeing a little bit of the black ichor on it, or what this is.
A little bit of blood on my knuckles. I will then stomp back over.
that and Joachim will kind of kneel down beside the self here and kind of reaching up, grabbing the spiritual weapon and wielding it like an actual sword. Kind of burn away some of the ichor and see if this body is still breathing. If there's any signs of life.
Sure. Roll me. They aren't moving, so I'm not going to make you have to roll a dex check or anything like that to, carve off some of the ichor. Roll me a medicine check. This will be one to tell if they're alive or discern any information about that. Six.
Yeah, no, that is a 6.
Do you want to use a chat inspiration to turn it to that 19 or a chat crit if you have any?
I mean, I think that would be good, but I always feel guilty taking those party resources stuff.
So they're given independently, so never feel bad.
Oh, then yeah.
Chat gives them to who they want. All right,
I believe when you came in, you were given one.
Mm-hmm.
So
you were all given one during your first session, so I think this is the first time using it. All right, so turning. Would you like to use the crit or the advantage?
Do I have one of each, or would it
Yeah.
just be the same? I'll use the advantage.
Okay, so we'll go with the 19 instead of the 6.
I can also add 5 to that.
Okay, 19,
Because
so
of
24.
Yeah.
As you carve away the ichor with your sword, that radiant energy burning it away, you see specks of the ichor kind of floating up like charred ash off a volcano, kind of rising to the air in crisp flakes off the body. As you are doing so, you're able to get a closer look at this one. Again, they are masculine presenting, clearly elven. From your travels, you would recognize this as an Eladrin. Not often common in the Kingdom of Andaland, but, there are some that have kind of fled from Telvanon. But they are pale. Paler than one would expect. But there is a faint heartbeat and a faint pulse, barely hanging on. As the ichor kind of is pulled off of them, you get the sense that this ichor was controlling them, yes, but this is an individual that may have been under its influence for a while. And because of that, food and water have not been a priority. This is someone who has neglected their own health for quite a bit.
Okay. So seeing that they are alive and obviously in very dire straits and probably quite cut up, given battle. Yeah. Cast a spell. This elf will regain 42 hit points.
There is an audible gasp that all of you can hear as this elf kind of lurches. They gasp and then begin coughing, and you see them coughing out specks of this ichor, as if clearing their lungs. And a arm kind of rises over to just like rest on their head. They aren't moving to get up. They're like staring up at the sky, and all you hear is, "Where am I?"
Easy. Rest easy. Just outside of Oakledge.
Oakledge? But that's so far away.
Been through a lot. Here. And Joachim will pull out his water skin. Kind of just have it ready whenever they're able to sit up.
With a little assistance, they can definitely sit up. You can definitely, they definitely, even with the healing, are not able to kind of like lift the water skin themselves. But with assistance, they can sip, and they kind of clear their throat. Last I knew we were in the Feywild.
In the Feywild, you have heard of this oak ledge.
Of course.
Why, of course? What does it mean to you? What have you heard of it?
I heard there was a centaur speaking about it. I had gone to hear them speak.
What was their name?
Mortimer?
I will look to Zadar and Zash and, with some amount of recognition. I don't know if Joachim got that name before.
Not sure.
But we heard it.
Yes, you have all heard it.
Okay.
They kind of blink. Where's my family?
Is your interaction with this Mortimer the last thing that you remember?
I don't know. I remember being on the road, and then it's all so blurry.
All right. Say for now, just rest back your strength. We'll figure this out.
Yes, that sounds very trying. Were you using a bow before? Did you drop it somewhere? I thought I saw a nice bow somewhere.
Bow.
If it is their bow and they are right here, Zadar, perhaps we do not take it from them.
So there's a lot of bows about.
Okay.
Each of these individuals had, because you have been looting Zadar, each of them had a longsword, two of which were golden, with engraved runes, and had ichor kind of on the blades themselves, can be wiped off. Easy enough. The other three had those wooden kind of katana-handled ones. Functions as a longsword, but just the handle and the crossguard are kind of in a katana style of living wood. But then they all had longbows, two of which were these golden-esque longbows. and the other 3 are your more common longbows. The 2 golden swords and the 2 golden bows are magical.
Sick. I'm guessing they don't have like the finesse property or something.
Do you think I'm not that nice?
Okay.
We could say one is a short bow.
Well, the bows don't matter. I can use the long bows.
Oh, the swords?
Yeah, it's just the long swords.
We'll let fate. We'll let fate decide. I might be kind. High or low?
High.
With a 51, one has finesse as a property.
Graham,
Yes.
just as a clarification, upon finishing this battle, where are we at in the setting of the day?
It is about midday, mid-afternoon, so probably like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Okay.
About the time you and your siblings would start taking your haul and heading home. You're about 30 minutes walk.
Yep. Okay. I'll let Zadar finish and then I'll jump in.
That's it. I was done. I was gonna actually go to talk to Brodus, so she wants to talk to his brothers first.
Mm-hmm. Brodus is gonna turn to his brothers. One, walk up behind him, kind of one on either side of him, and do the, kind of Three Stooges, like slap upside the back of their heads and just be like, the next time there's danger, you do not run towards it, you run away, because Ma would kill me.
Dane and Blaine both like grab their and they're like, ow! And they look at you and they go, well, Ma would kill us if you died.
Well, that's my worry, not yours. So, you go run home together, buddy system and all. Make sure nothing happens to each other. And you go tell Ma to expect company.
They eye Sinra for a moment and then look at you and then just kind of give a begrudging nod and start kind of hustling off. They grab their axes and they go about 45 feet, turn around as if to like make sure you aren't getting attacked by strangers, and then set off.
Brodus will turn back around and, Zosh being the cordial one so far to address Brodus will be like, I thank you again for helping protect this area. You and, the rest of your group. If you would like a meal after this battle, you can follow me.
We are going to need some more questions of you.
Can we do that over food and ale?
Do you think over food and ale is the right time to talk about ichor dripping from eyes?
It's as good a time as any.
Or maybe afterwards would be good too.
Yeah.
If you happen to have some place where this one can rest, wherever you're going.
If you carry him, we've got a place.
Sinra, is there any chance your friend would let someone else ride upon them?
She would be willing, yes.
I've also got a litter or a wagon we could put them in if you want.
You have a wagon.
Sure. And Vithari, who had actually turned into a cloak that Zed was wearing, actually just jumps off and then turns into not like a really big, like a large wagon, but like a definitely a big enough one to fit a body on it, like one person on it.
Like a hand cart.
Like a little red wagon.
Okay. I will raise a hand and gesture to the little red wagon and then to the dragonelle and let this elf choose his fate.
The elf has a moment where they just like look at the red wagon. When was the last time they ate?
Just now. I think you watched them do it, maybe. It's fine. They only eat when I tell them to eat.
I'll take the weird dragon horse.
That's fair. Probably the safe choice.
She does not
suspect.
need to consume food. She's been dead for quite a while.
Why do you keep saying people have been dead?
It's a
No,
long
I mean
story.
really, this is a magical manifestation of I turn and stomp off again. I can't.
And
Don't worry about it. Totally normal dragon thing. You'll be fine.
they will, get on the mount, if assisted. Leaving the rest of you to dictate where you go next, whether it is food and ale or bullying Brodus. I'm not picky.
We can do both.
Zed will approach Brodus and say, my name is Zadar.
Brodus.
A pleasure. Now,
Pleasure to meet you too.
I'm perfectly willing to elucidate for you certain details about this situation, particularly the Ichor. But I need you to know, before we do that, that once you know what's going on with all of this business, you can never go back to a time where you don't know. You don't need to answer now, but after we eat, I think. I'm going to ask you if you're sure you want to know. And I implore you to really think very hard about whether or not that's something you want to carry.
Understood.
Great. Well, I'm starving. How far away is this house of yours?
About 30 minutes walk. And just kind of this way and starts heading towards. Brodus has not yet put his great axe away. It's a little more slack in his hand, but has not put it away.
And the group of you set through the forest as the afternoon's light begins to begin its descent and fade. The sun's overhead setting rapidly. Brodus, you're easily enough able to get home. I'm not going to have any checks. Like, these are forests you have traveled for years and worked in. Whether that is you having put up signs or put etchings on certain trees, you find your way to the road and then quickly to a small little hamlet on the side of the road itself. To the, 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 good old family dwarven home. In this hamlet, it is this small garden plot on the backside of a house. The house is 2 stories, with lumber outside and like a carpenter's bench and the like, and a lot of strappings, and like kind of a wagon is set there. There are 3 other buildings. 2 of which are on the far side of the road itself. One looks like a stable house, and it does seem to have a few horses inside. And then the other is another just private home. But when it comes to Brodus's house, the house itself is very warm and inviting. It's this white lacquered windows with this red cobbled roof that kind of rises up. It has like a very spirally chimney of dwarven make made of metals. The twins made it ahead of you, and you can kind of hear your dad grumbling to your mother from inside, with this kind of boisterous voice. And your mother, you can't really make out what she says, but she must have said something funny. Just goes and gives a very loud belly laugh. And, you kind of make it in. There's some geese and some chickens kind of like just waddling around outside, pecking at the ground. One of the goose that you keep, one of 2, kind of looks at you antagonistically and kind of does that weird goose like run when they get aggressive, gets about 5 feet away, and then like immediately veers away in like a panic and like fluffs its feathers out like a loud honk.
I won this game of chicken. Just as if me and this goose have done this time and time before.
The goose like looks indignantly at you and is like Ark! And then the front door opens, and do you want to describe your mom?
So my mom, and let me, so my mom, Revna, she is very, not, she is fuller figured, definitely, Midwestern like in the, she is a wonderful host and caring, and she will always, if company comes over, no matter what, what we have, in our stores or, anything like that, whatever is the best meats, whatever is the best veggies, whatever can make the best meal, she will break it out. If we have a cask of ale down there that, we were saving for a special occasion, well, company is over. It's a special occasion. She's going to break it out. But also in a Midwesternly fashion, those who say the wrong thing may get a more stern response than you're expecting. And, fuller figured, brown to graying hair, and just a smile that lights up a room. My father, Argos, older, is kind of, in his age, is starting to, move a lot more slowly, not be able to handle the labor anymore, and that's why he's not out in the field. But kind of is an old grump, and like that's who he is. He doesn't love company. He doesn't love having people around. He loves sitting and going about his day and not.
So relatable.
Mhm.
And your mother kind of opens the door. Oh, well, what are you doing out there? Come on in.
Hey Ma, I brought some people. We have Zadar, and I didn't catch really any of their other names. But they helped take down a beast in the forest. So protecting, Blaine and Dane in the future.
Well, let's not jibber jabber out here. Come on in. And she kind of moves to the side, and that's where we're going to end tonight's session, I think. Is, getting to the first good rest you might all have had in a while. But we're at that time of night where, we, unfortunately, have to say goodbye. Which is the saddest time for all of us. But, hello everybody. Thank you for tuning in, all of you wonderful chatters, all of you wonderful people. It's a delight to play D&D for all of you and to share these memories and share this time with you and with all the players. My name is Graham. I've been your DM tonight. If you liked what you saw, you can tune in on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, where I will be playing as a player in the Duality's Lie campaign, where I will be resuming Captain Kellum Brightstar, your disaster wizard. But next week at 7:30 Eastern Standard, we will be resuming Anarion's Rest, the counterpart campaign to Shards of Anarion, where we will be introducing a brand new player to the game. So super exciting stuff. So definitely tune in, but less about me, more about everybody else. So I'd love to know 3 things from everybody in the chat, or not everyone in the chat, everyone in the players. And that is, who are you, where can we find you, and what are some projects you're working on that we can support? Because friends help support friends.
Hello. I'm Vinny. I play Zadar, the Blue Dragonborn Beastmaster, Beast Heart, custom class from MCDM. This is my first time doing a major combat with it. It was fun. I liked it a lot. You can find me right here at whatever time it was when we started, every other week when we play the game. And that's it. That's the only place you'll really find me. I don't really exist online very much unless you're playing. I play Heroes of the Storm sometimes still, but with there's probably a couple dozen people that do that. I doubt any of them are watching this, but you might see me there, but I'm not gonna tell you what my name is. You'll figure it out. Anyway, that's it. I don't have things to support. I'll let other people that have things to plug have time to talk about those.
Well, hello again. Fancy seeing you here. I am Pharaoh. I played Senator Stottermain the Angry today. And you can catch me here on Fridays where I play Bilania Lamakir, your disaster rogue. Less angry. Yep, she's a problem. Mostly for our disaster wizard over here recently. I think I gave him an existential crisis last time when he handed me his spellbook. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? But catch us for some shenanigans on Friday, and otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at Ferocious. The link is in the chat. And see you in the stars? Wait, no, that's wrong. Catch you next week.
So I am Fox, or TTRPG Fox. You can check me out on my Twitter. Things that are going on that are changing. One special thank you to my wife, because tonight's her anniversary and she let me play D&D with you all. So, that was very fun. We're celebrating later on this week. And two, priorities on some things are changing because I'm going to be a dad. So that's also coming up. So as things change, I'll let you guys know on Twitter. But, yeah, that's where you find me. Okay, I'm done.
Wow, I don't have anything
Congratulations.
nearly as exciting. Congratulations! Oh my god. Hi everybody. I am Izzy, aka Ladylike. You can find me here at this time every other week, or you can find me over at Twitter at NEXODUS99. If you want to support me, consider buying my games, ladylike.itch.io, link in the chat. I make games, TTRPGs, some interactive fiction games. Go check them out.
And I'm Armis. I play Joachim. You can find me every other week here, Graham Cracker Screen. And otherwise, not really a loud personality on the internet. I'm just kind of here to play D&D with amazing people.
All right. Well, it's that time of the night. It's the saddest time of every D&D night where we have to say goodbye. But, everyone, it's not forever. It's literally a few days, I promise. We'll be back. But until then, stay happy and stay healthy and take care of each other. It's a scary world out there. But it's less scary when, you're spending time with friends. So, we'll let you all go for the night. Have a wonderful time, and we will see you soon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, everyone, for showing up week after week, and thank you, all of you in the chat. Bye for now.